When Pharaoh died,
Yeah.
it has been mentioned nothing gonna touch his body.
Where is that mentioned?
We heard it like somewhere it has been mentioned his body will be unchanged. It will be
Yes.
as it is. That's why it is an example for us, and that's why how we can see the Pharaoh nowadays in the museum, right? So
I'm not agreeing with you, but continue.
the question is, when the Pharaoh was drowned in the Nile,
Yeah.
does his whole family of the Pharaoh group also was drowned at the same time, and the whole family is untouched, their body and decomposed in the Nile yet, or only the Pharaoh has been untouched or unchanged condition?
Okay, so your question is phrased in a way based on a premise that I don't fully agree with. But specifically with regards to the events of the drowning, Allah tells us it was Pharaoh and his army. Pharaoh and his army. Which are really the bulk of the political establishment at that time. Actually, we're going to get to some things in the next session about who exactly was it that drowned. And then when we come later to the actual event of the drowning, we'll go over that verse of where Allah says, Allah doesn't say anything about wind or what. Allah says, we will preserve your body for the others after you to see. Okay? So that doesn't necessarily mean that it has to, it doesn't mean that it has to be all the way until us. So it doesn't necessitate that the mummies and that the bodies that we see are the Pharaoh that was drowned, etc. It doesn't necessitate. But it's enough for the people at that time that came after Pharaoh to see that body. Because they would have recognized that this is the Pharaoh, the leader at that time. And actually there is some historical mention that the Pharaoh who drowned was actually buried where he washed ashore. Where he washed ashore is where they buried him. Meaning he did not get that glamorous pyramid and encasing and grave. That's one historical opinion. That's very interesting as well. That he didn't get that kind of honor even in his grave.
Right. And how many years actually he lived? Like how old he was living there or ruling the area? Somebody say he was ruling more than 1,000 years.
1,000 years? Allah, I've never come across anything like that. Yeah. We're going to talk about that in the next section when we talk about who is the Pharaoh of Musa. Is it one individual? Is it two? Is it three? Who was it exactly? So maybe in the next session it will clarify some of the questions. Inshallah.